Imagine being 23 years old. You know that you're going to die. Not someday or in old age, just in a few months. The British Empire is going to hang you. And yet, in that situation, instead of desperately turning to God for comfort, you write an essay calmly explaining why I am an atheist. This was not written by some internet rebel trying to sound edgy. This was written by Bhagat Singh, one of India's most iconic revolutionaries, awaiting execution in prison. And what makes this essay fascinating is that it is not filled with hatred or abuse or arrogance. Instead, it is deeply philosophical. It is the writing of a young man wrestling with suffering, reason, ego, fear, courage, and the meaning of existence itself. Today, let us explore Bhagat Singh's famous essay, Why I Am an Atheist. Why did Bhagat Singh write this essay? Bhagat Singh did not suddenly become an atheist overnight. As a child, he was religious. He came from a Sikh family. He prayed and believed in God. But over time, he started reading extensively history, socialism, philosophy, science, political theory, and slowly he began questioning religious beliefs. But what truly triggered this essay was something interesting. People started accusing him of being atheist because of arrogance and ego. They said Bhagat Singh has become proud because people praise him, because he has found new global fame, and this deeply irritated him. So he wrote this essay to explain that no, my atheism is not because of vanity, it is because of reasoning. His first major argument is reason over blind belief. Bhagat Singh believed that human beings should question everything, even sacred ideas. He argued that simply accepting beliefs because society says so, or religion or tradition says so, is intellectually dishonest. He writes that progress happens only when humans doubt, question, and investigate. That is how science progresses. This is very similar to the scientific spirit. For him, faith without questioning was dangerous. His third argument is the problem of evil. This is perhaps his strongest philosophical argument. Bhagat Singh asks that if God is all powerful, all knowing, and compassionate, why does suffering exist? Why is there poverty, exploitation, oppression, injustice, famines, colonial brutality? Why are innocent people crushed? This is known in philosophy as the problem of evil. Bhagat Singh essentially says that if God can stop suffering but does not, then he is not compassionate or he doesn't exist. He compares God to Genghis Khan or Nero. He says that one Genghis Khan killed millions of people and we hate his very name. Nero burned down one Rome and we hate him. Then what about God, who causes famines, plagues, disease? Why should we not hold him to the same standards as well? He compares God to a gladiator. In Europe, in the medieval age, there used to be gladiator fights where slave owners used to make their slaves fight till death. Bhagat Singh says that who is this God? What kind of compassionate, merciful father is God who asks, who treats us like slaves and then puts ointment on our wounds? If God can stop suffering but does not, then he is not compassionate. If he wants to stop suffering but cannot, then he is not all powerful. And if suffering simply continues endlessly, then why should we worship such a being? This is one of the oldest philosophical criticisms of God. Even thinkers like Epicurus, David Hume, and later atheists made similar arguments. He also criticized the karma theory. Bhagat Singh criticized the idea of law of karma over many births, and people suffer because of sins from their past life because he felt that this idea could become psychologically dangerous. Why? Because it may encourage society to justify injustice. For example, a poor person born in poverty suffers terribly. Instead of helping him, the society says it is his karma from previous life. Bhagat Singh rejected this. He believed that suffering comes from social and political systems and not mysterious punishment from past lives. This is one of the reasons he became deeply involved in revolutionary politics. He believed that humans themselves must fight injustice. There is another criticism that he made of the law of karma. He argued that punishment only makes sense if it has reformative value, educational value, or corrective value. But according to traditional karma theory, a person suffers in future births without even remembering what mistake they committed in their past life. And Bhagat Singh asks, if the soul does not even remember its past crime in the first place, then what exactly is the purpose of the punishment? How can suffering reform someone if the person does not know what they did, when they did it, or why they are being punished? In his view, this makes karmic punishment psychologically meaningless. Instead of reforming the individual consciously, it merely creates suffering without any awareness. And therefore, Bhagat Singh felt that social injustice should be solved through human action, education, and social reform, rather than by explaining suffering through invisible cosmic punishment. That is his argument on law of karma. What is his view on religion? Now, this is important. Bhagat Singh did not simply hate religion emotionally, his criticism was more intellectual. He believed that religion often creates dogma, discourages questioning, divides people, and sometimes weakens human courage. He argued that humans should face reality directly without depending entirely on divine comfort. He asked for courage without God. He says something remarkable. It is easy to believe in God when you are afraid. But how can you face death and trying circumstances in your life without expecting heavenly reward? Remember that he wrote this essay while he was waiting for his execution. And yet he says that I am not praying for rescue. He says that had he believed in God, his present circumstances of waiting for his death would have been much more comfortable. A pious Hindu who believes that he may be reborn as a king, or a pious Muslim who believes that he will attain heaven after his death, for them, this death, this execution is much more bearable situation. And Bhagat Singh says that his atheism has made his present situation much more harder, and yet he did not pray. He wanted to face death calmly, rationally, and courageously. Whether one agrees with him or not, that level of conviction is extraordinary. He has criticized blind faith. Bhagat Singh believed that blind faith can stop intellectual growth. He writes that science, philosophy, and human progress require skepticism. He admired reason, evidence, and independent thought. In many ways, his mindset was deeply modern. Ironically, much of the essay is actually him defending himself against arrogance. He repeatedly says, I may be wrong, that is important, and you must not blindly obey me either. You must challenge my beliefs also. He was not claiming that I know everything. He was saying that I cannot force myself to believe without any evidence. This essay is not merely about atheism, it is about intellectual honesty, existential courage, and facing uncertainty. Bhagat Singh was asking, can a human being live ethically and courageously without belief in God? And his answer was yes. His philosophy has similarities with rationalism, existentialism, and scientific skepticism. At the same time, his focus on suffering, courage, and illusion also strangely resembles parts of Buddhism, modern psychology, Stoicism, and even Vedanta. Whether one agrees with Bhagat Singh or not, one cannot deny the intellectual courage of this essay. A 23-year-old boy sitting in prison, knowing that his death is very near, still chose to question, reason, and think independently. That is what makes this essay timeless. Perhaps the greatest message of Bhagat Singh was not that do not believe, but rather do not stop thinking. And maybe that is the true spirit of philosophy itself. Bhagat Singh was not merely fighting the British Empire, he was also fighting fear, dogma, and blind acceptance inside the human mind. Thank you so much for listening. Please like this video and share it as much as possible.